Hello, and welcome to another Rangaroo unit of the week. And today we are taking a look at the SK-60B for Sweden. So the SK-60, or the Sabron 05, is a Swedish training aircraft introduced into the Swedish Air Force in 1967 to replace the de Havilland Vampire. And that's really all there is to it. It's a rather bog standard training aircraft. Absolutely nothing fancy about it. You use it to train people to learn how to fly, but it can also be used for light attack operations. It could be fitted with 30mm autocannons, dumbfire rockets, or even an RB-05 ground attack missile. In game, the SK-60B is fittingly a 60-point aircraft with one weapon available to it. And that weapon being RB-05A missile. Two of these missiles available to the plane, with range around 3 km, 50% accuracy, and 10 HE. Now this is a rather weird missile because it's technically an anti-tank guided missile. Well, take out the anti-tank part, it's a guided missile. Because it only has HE power, you can only really do damage to lightly armoured vehicles or infantry. And if we pop down to his miscellaneous stats, no armour whatsoever, 10 HP, no ECM, good air detection, a speed of only 600 km an hour, a time over target of a minute, a turn radius of 300, year restriction 1967, and it really doesn't have any type restrictions. In battle, the SK-60B falls under this weird limbo, because it technically suits a guided missile, but you're going to employ it more like a tactical bomber, if you kind of catch what I'm trying to say here. Because the missiles are direct line of sight, guided ATGMs, or GMs, I should really, HEGMs, let's go with that term. They are good for knocking out enemy infantry if you get line of sight on them and bring one of these guys in. But, of course, against tanks and whatnot, pretty damn rubbish. Don't even bother. You're not going to be hitting the top armor of anything with these guys, essentially. Now, I remember back in Airline Battle, and some of the early patches for Red Dragon when I used to use these guys, is that they were very effective for attacking the ground, using them as like a standard bomber. But in my tests, pretty much when I just spawn a bunch of units and try to actually get the clips for this background it's seen right now, every time I did that, the missiles would fly halfway across the map and only connect to the ground when they get to the enemy base. So whether that's a design feature or a bug, I don't really know. So I'm going to say the best way to use these is to just direct click on what you want dead. Don't try to do any fancy attack ground nonsense. But yeah, it's a fun unit. It's 60 points, which is extremely cheap for a plane. The missiles are fairly accurate, I want to say. Nothing amazing, but you got 2 of them, so 50% accuracy. Kind of, hopefully, one of them will hit. And it's good fun. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing amazing. I really wouldn't recommend this in most of your decks. But if you want a cheap, fun little bomber plane, yeah, well, guided missile plane, you can't really go too wrong with the SK-60B. And I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rangaroo unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.